Okay, so I know I was supposed to be uploading one video a week, and now it's February, and in January I only uploaded the one video. But let's not talk about that. Let's jump into this video and talk about Notion. Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Farhan, and in today's video we will be talking about a super productivity app that I've been using for I'd say about a month now. It's called Notion, and you guys may have heard of it if you guys follow someone like Thomas Frank or a YouTube channel called Keep Productive. And if you're into that sort of productivity sphere, you have heard of this app that is sort of making its way to the consumers. It's an app that has a free version, and it has a lot of different features. It is packed with features, and I am so excited to talk to you guys about why Notion is awesome. This video is going to be part of a sort of like a two-part video series of Notion. This video will be talking about why Notion is so great, why you should be using Notion, and what features Notion gives. And this video is a great starting point if you are looking into, getting yourself a Notion account and getting started with it. Of course, I will also be making a video of my Notion setup, which will be the second video. If you are keen for that, I know some of my friends wanted me to display how I use Notion, and I think I use Notion kind of differently to some of my some of the other YouTubers that you may see. So I'm keen to show you guys that video, but today's video is about why Notion is awesome, and I've got everything written right here. So before I start talking about why Notion is awesome, I also want to talk about productivity. Productivity is super important to me, and I have been trying to play around with different systems that make me more productive. I've been investing some time into looking into what sort of systems I can set down that will make me run my days quicker, run some of the more mundane tasks, or store some of the knowledge that I keep in my head, or like some of these sort of things that I need to remember, but I may not end up remembering, such as to-dos or my long-term goals. I needed a system that would put it all down, lay it all in front of me, and I can check back every once in a while, keep on updating it. And this space had to be sort of interlinked, universal, all of that stuff, and Notion seemed to have covered a lot of that, and it is going to be part of this new system. Notion, the things I do is I set down goals. I keep track of projects in different facets of my life, say fitness, YouTube, photography. I'm sort of starting a photography and videography freelance business, so it is pretty important for me to keep these things and informations down in a nice database sort of format. I also, put down some of my stuff for like education. I need to maybe sometimes sort out files or links and all that. I also am trying to experiment with stuff such as logging down diet, or like putting it to using it as a sort of place where I can put down just my basic things such as diet recipes and all that sort of stuff. But it's still kind of in a working process. Obviously, I've only had it for a month, so I'm still shifting and changing and all that stuff. But it seemed to be working pretty well for any sort of need that I needed. I could just set up a page for almost any sort of system. So Notion helps me sort of keep track of myself, and it is a sort of system of accountability for me. I also have my bucket list there. I'm trying to write down a bucket list and see how it goes, and you guys will be able to see that in the Notion setup video. So why is Notion awesome? Why should you look into Notion. Why is Notion the software for you? I think first of all, Notion is a super versatile software. There's a little something for everyone, you know. If you are a content creator like Thomas Frank, he uses Notion as his video planning and collating sort of system. I do that too. Currently, right now, my script is entirely written on Notion, and yes, I'm writing a script nowadays. You can use markdowns for editing while you're typing. You can also have different subheadings and different pages inside pages. You know, the list just goes on. You can make it look like a website almost. You can make it like a blog entry if you want to have your sort of your own like journaling blog and make it look like all real nice. You can also sort of design it as a preview to a website, although it is not as customizable as a website is, but it is pretty damn close. You can have inline tables in your Notion, and it's great for that sort of stuff. You know, if you're somebody who doesn't like the whole standardized way of to-do lists and calendars and all that, which I still do use. I still do use a to-do list, and I still use a calendar, but there are other things that I need to just keep together, and I don't want to keep that in a pinboard or let's say a sticky notes or something like that. I want it on me at all times, and I can do that online through Notion. Another great thing about Notion, it is available everywhere. Any device you want to talk about, Notion is available there. It's great that I can access it anywhere, and it's always syncing. All my notes, all the links, all of this sort of stuff, it's everywhere, and it's syncing. It is collaborative if you want it to be. So let's say you are managing this sort of a bigger project of some sort. I don't know, maybe it's your science project, or maybe, you know, you're a filmmaker, you're making a film. You can make it very collaborative if you want it to be. It allows you to share a certain Notion page with other people, and then other people can contribute to that page as much as you can, and you can set up these very intricate sort of databases, and each of these databases will have their own pages. You can sort them out in different sort of ways, and you can share that with your friends and your colleagues so that they can also put a part to it. I personally just mainly use it by myself. I am not yet too sure about how it'll be with people. I know some people who run businesses and stuff, this would be pretty great for them, because you can set up roadmaps for what you want in the next 3 months or the next 12 months, and then you can share that with the rest of your friends or the rest of your colleagues if you're a business person, and that way you are all having the same sort of vision, and it's all set there. You don't have to go to the office and then see, you know, a massive ass board showing you the roadmap, and usually those things probably get pretty damn messy. Another great thing about Notion is it's free. It's, for the most part, it's free. Upgrading to premium does add a few little features, and I looked at it, and you know, those features didn't seem like I really needed them. They were usually some more premium features, or like you could upload bigger pictures, you know, you could your file upload limit was bigger. But for me personally, that wasn't that necessary, because for that I do use Google Drive if I need to upload, you know, bigger files and all that sort of stuff. Maybe it may not be for you, but here's the good thing. You can use most, I'd say 90% of the features on the free version, so why not just give it a shot? There's a few things that I don't use Notion for. Now, Notion does have these features, but I think it's a bit too early to use Notion for these things, and there are other apps that do these systems much better. I still do use Notion on a daily basis, maybe if not a daily basis, every second day, for you know, overlooking big goals and having my bucket list there and having all those and brainstorming and all that sort of stuff. But I don't use Notion as a to-do list. For that, I do use Todoist. I will talk about that in another video if you are interested in all that. I also use Notion as a, I don't use Notion as a calendar. I use Google Calendar. The calendar at its current stage in Notion, not gonna lie, it kind of sucks. I don't use calendars for Notion. It has no sync. It has no 1 day or 1 week view. Notion also doesn't have, you know, like calendars that are universal. Sort of every page has its own calendar, and I don't know if I like that. I can't really use it with my systems. I have my timetable for uni, and I have, you know, all the dates and stuff set in my Google Calendar that I can quickly access. But Notion for that isn't that great. But like I said, I do still have a 3-month roadmap, which can be organized pretty nicely with Notion because of their sort of gallery view. They have different sort of unique views of putting those things in a timeline sort of format, but not in a calendar sort of way. So I would not recommend Notion if you are looking for a calendar app. Go with Google Calendar, go with, you know, Microsoft's One Calendar, or many other, you know, calendar apps such as that. I don't use Notion as a, you know, lecture note taking. So if I do go to uni, I don't use it to take my notes on the fly, because the typing experience for me personally still hasn't been that great. I mean, there is, you know, markdown typing, and there is this like blank canvas to type on, but I still don't know if I like the typing, because, you know, every line you have to like press enter, go back down, and then it sort of divides up into this weird paragraph system, and you can't like really things I don't use Notion as time waster. Notion can be a bit of a time waster because you can get caught up in trying to make the thing look really nice, and, you know, your systems need to have the same color format, and your pages have to have these different emojis. I try my best to quickly get that sorted, not waste too much time on it, and get working, because you can get caught up editing with Notion forever because of how customizable the thing is. You can have different dividers in your page, you can have different formatting, you can have 2 different columns right next to each other, or like maybe you have to do list on one side and a drop box, or like a list on the other side. You can do all that stuff, but I try to keep it simple, and I try to not waste time with it. That being said, because I'm in that sort of testing phase, I am spending a bit more time with it. I don't use Notion for project management. Like I said before, I don't really use it if I'm doing like a film project or whatnot, because, you know, I haven't gotten around to it pretty much. And most of my friends so far still don't use Notion. It's still a pretty new thing, and it's sort of something that, you know, people who are into this, into productivity already, who have invested time looking at different apps and systems, they're the ones who are adopting Notion now. But I am pretty excited to see my friends grab onto Notion, and then I can start working with them to on like different cool projects and hobby stuff like that. I have tons of hobbies, if you guys haven't realized already, and I like to keep them all together for myself in Notion, but I haven't started to really use it as a, like, you know, hobby project manager. Alright guys, that's gonna do it. That was why Notion is awesome. Hope this video didn't end up being too long. I don't think it ended up being that long. But if it did, my apologies yet again. If you guys want to see part 2, stick around. I think I'm going to be uploading it the same week that this video comes out, so get excited. That will be more in-depth as to how I use my Notion as a setup. So get excited to it. Anyways, I'm yapping on too much. If you guys enjoyed this video and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to this channel. And thank you for watching.